Hey, it's Holly, and it's almost Valentine's Day, and what does every woman want? I mean, I know I want chocolate, but besides chocolate, we're pretty happy if we get flowers. So today I thought it would be great to make a giant rose. But since I'm making this rose and it has to be a little bit me, I picked my second favorite color to make this up. And if you know me, you know my second favorite color is rainbow. The first one's leopard. So we're going to make a giant rainbow rose. Okay, so to make the giant rose, you need 20 rose petals. Now, if you're going to do rainbow like me, I picked 5 colors and did 4 of each, but if you're going to do just a solid color, you need 20 of them, okay? You could probably do it with less if you wanted, but 20 is what I'm using to make it nice and giant. So you also need a crochet hook. I'm using just worsted weight, so I'm using my 5 like normal. And of course, some scissors. And then you will also need a tapestry needle to sew in your ends. But the first thing you're going to do is do a slip knot, however you do it. And then you're going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now the reason we did chain 4 is because this first stitch is going to count as kind of like a, I guess a starting point, and these 3 here are going to count as your first double crochet. So now what you're going to do is into this first one here, you're going to put 3 more double crochets. So yarn over, go through, pull through 2, pull through 2. That's 1, 2, and 3. That is round 1. Now for round 2, chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and we're going to put 2 singles, 2 double crochets in every stitch. So there should be 4 stitches counting this chain. This counts as our first, so then we put another double in here. That's 2 in that one. Now go to the next one and put in, oops, almost lost it. 1 and 2 in that one. Go to the next one, which would be your 3rd stitch, and put in 2, 1 and 2 double crochets. And now the last one goes into the top of this chain, which is a little hard to get into, so don't rush, just kind of wiggle it. Sometimes it's a little easier than others. There we go. Oh, and I didn't yarn over, so that was kind of wasteful. So yarn over, go wiggle right into the top of that chain, put in 1 and put in 2. There we go. So that's the end of round 2. And this is only 9 rounds long, so we're doing really good. So for the next one, we're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn our work like normal. We're going to put a double crochet right here into the same stitch again, so it's an increase here on the end. 2 and 1. Then we're going to do 2 double crochets. So into the next stitch, put 1 double crochet. Into the next stitch, put 2 double crochet. And now in the next 2 stitches, we're going to do an increase. So that means 2 in each. So in the next stitch, put in 1 and 2 double crochets. In the next stitch, put in 1 and 2 double crochets. Okay. So then we're going to do 2 double crochets over the next 2 stitches. So 1 in the next stitch and 1 in the next stitch after that. Then we're back to our last stitch. We're going to want to put an increase so it matches the other side. So again, just wiggle into the top of that chain 3 and put in 2 double crochets. So 1 and 2. There we go, the end of round 3. So for round 4, chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, turn our work. You're going to do a double crochet right here in that same stitch, just like we've done before. Now you're going to do 3 double crochets. So in the next stitch, do number 1. In the next stitch, do number 2. And in the next stitch, do number 3. Got a little yarn lint right there. Let's see if we can pull that off. Okay, sorry about that. So, 3. Now you're going to do 4 increases. So that means in the next 4 stitches, 1, 2, 3, and 4, you're going to put 2 in each one. So in the first one, I did 1 double crochet and 2 double crochets. That's our first increase. Go to the next stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. That's our second increase. Go to the next stitch, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet. It's our third increase. And now go to our 4th stitch here and do 1 and 2. And that is our 4th increase. Now we're going to do 3 double crochets. So in the next stitch, do 1. In the next stitch, do the number 2. And in the next stitch, do number 3. Now we're back to our last stitch. Oh, I got another piece of lint here. I don't know where I'm picking up all this lint from. My kids were probably playing with my yarn. But okay, we're back to our last stitch here, which is this chain 3 here, and we're going to put an increase in. So again, right into that top of the chain, which is usually quite tight, put in 2 double crochet. 1 and 2. There we go. And that is the end of round 4. It's starting to look kind of like a fan, but don't worry. It's going to look really great when we're all done. So for row 5, we do just like we were doing before, chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn our work. I'm sorry if my dog's barking. She's a little temperamental lately. We're going to put 1 double crochet right in the same stitch as that chain 3, so right here. That counts as an increase. Oop, I split my yarn there. There we go. So we got 2 in that first one. Oh, and I'm sorry, I was reading wrong line there. For row 5, this is where it changes. Instead of doing your double crochet in that first stitch like you have been doing, you're going to skip over and go into the next stitch. So see that there? We were going in here in the first one. Now we're going to go skip over and go to here and put in 1 double crochet. So that just means 1 for each of those instead of 2 and 1. And now we're going to do 3 more double crochet. So in the next stitch, do number 1. In the next stitch, do number 2. In the next stitch, do number 3, if my hand wants to cooperate here. Number 3. There we go. Then we're going to do 1 increase. So in this next stitch, we're going to put 2. So 1 double crochet into that stitch, 2 double crochets into that stitch. Now we're going to do 6 double crochets. So 1. Oh, my yarn got tight. Hold on. In the next stitch, do number 2. Oh, almost lost it. Let me pick it back up. So this is our number 2. In the next stitch, do number 3. The next stitch, number 4. The next stitch, number 5. The next stitch, number 6. Okay. And then after the 6, we're going to do an increase. So right in this next stitch, put in 2. So 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. And now just do 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3 double crochets. Oh, my yarn got a little tight again. 4 double crochet. Oop, almost lost it. 4 double crochets. And the last one should go in the top of that chain 3 from the previous round. And that is your 5th double crochet. And that is the end of round 5. Okay. So now round 6 and round 7 are exactly the same. So first you chain 3, 1, 2, 3. And now all you do, you put a double crochet. You don't start here, but you start in the next stitch. So not into this first one where this one is. You go over, put a double crochet in there, and that counts as 1. And what we're going to want to do is put in a total of 19 across. Your last one should end up in this chain 3 space. So let's go ahead and do that. So we got 1, go to the next stitch, number 2, and let's keep going until we have 19. So I just did number 17. So now 18. And like I said, number 19 is going to be in the top of this chain 3 of the previous round, and you just want to kind of Like I said, it's always a little tight there, so you just wiggle it in. Doop, and put number 19. That is the end of row 6. Row 7 is exactly the same. You chain 3, 1, 2, 3. Let me loosen my yarn up a little, guys. Turn your work. You're going to want to start, you're going to put 19 double crochets across. You're not going to start in this first one. You're going to start in the second one. Put in number 1. Get number 1 in there. I was doing it a little too tight there. 1. And then just keep going across. Number 2. Go all the way across until you get to 19. And 19 should be in this chain 3. I'll meet you there at 19. Okay, again, I put in number 17. So now number 18. And number 19 is in the top of this chain 3 from the previous round. Number 19. That is the end of round 7. Now we only have 2 more rounds, and these are the ones that are going to kind of form the top of it to look a little almost heart-shaped. So what we want to do on the ends of these next 2 rounds are decreases. And it's kind of hard to do a decrease when you're chaining. So the way we accomplish that is instead of chaining 3, we're only going to chain 2. 1, 2. We're going to turn our work, and we're going to put our next double crochet in the next stitch. Make sure I'm doing that right this way. So not in here, but in the next stitch. There we go. So what that chain 2 did was made it slant in just like we had done a decrease. Now we're going to put in 16 more double crochets. Just do that real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, oops, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and our last one here, 16. And now in these last 2 stitches, which would be this stitch here and the chain, we're going to do a double crochet decrease. Let me pull out some yarn here, and I will gladly show you how to do this. So to do a double crochet decrease, oh, somehow my yarn got all wrapped around. Hold on 1 second, guys. You don't want knots. There we go. Double crochet decrease. You yarn over, you go through your stitch like normal, pull through, still have your 3. You're going to yarn over, you're going to go through 2. And you're just going to stop there. You're going to yarn over again and now go through your next stitch, which happens to be in the top of the chain 3 here. Pull through, yarn over, go through 2, and you'll have 3 on this hook, and then yarn over and pull through all 3. And that is a double crochet decrease. So that was the end of row 8. And now we're on to row 9. And again, we want to do a decrease. So what we're going to do is chain 2, turn our work. We're going to not into this first stitch, but in the second stitch here, we're going to do a double crochet. And then now we want to do another double crochet decrease. So yarn over, go through the next stitch. 1 second here, make sure I've got my yarn all correct here. So you went through the stitch, yarn over, pull through 2. Now yarn over, go through the next stitch, pull through 2, then you'll have 3 on the hook, pull through all 3. Now what we want to do is 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Then you're going to just do a single crochet and then slip stitch into the next 2. So to slip stitch, go into the next stitch, pull through, and then pull through the loop on your hook. That was 1. Go into the next one, and 2. Now we're going to reverse the pattern to do the opposite side there. So next will be a single crochet in the next stitch, and then 3 double crochets, 1, 2. Next one is 3. Then we're going to do 2 double crochet decreases. So go into the next stitch, pull through 2 on the hook. Now yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through 2 on the hook, and then pull through all 3. Now this, remember, this chain 2 doesn't count as a stitch because it was a decrease. So we just have the 2 left. We're going to put another decrease in. So we halfway complete the first one. Then we go to the next stitch. We do that. And then we have 3 on the hook. We pull through all 3. And that is our last stitch. So now if we just want to tie off by pulling our yarn through, we're going to get our little scissors out here. Give it a little cut. And just pull through. Tighten it down. And set my hook down. You will see we have what's kind of curves, which makes it perfect for turning it into a rose. And it's got this kind of divot, almost like a heart, which looks just like a rose petal when you get it all done. So now all you want to do is work in your tails, both of these, and then make 20 more. Like I said, if you're doing the rainbow, I did 4 of each color and I did 5 colors. You could do it however you wanted, but I used 20 of these petals, okay? I'll meet you back here when you're all done with that. Okay, so I'm all done. Here's my 4 of blue, my 4 orange. I'm going to push them kind of off screen. 4 green. I kind of line them up here. Hold on. I did 4 hot pink. You'll kind of see them just around the edges here. And then, of course, some yellow. 4 yellow. So I'm going to push these kind of out of the way. I've got myself a nice little tapestry needle here. And I just cut a long piece of yarn. You could use thread, you could use whatever you wanted. I'm just going to do yarn. You're not really going to see it, and it's going to be on the bottom. So the first thing I'm going to do is thread my tapestry needle, so it's all ready to go. So there we go. That's all done. And then decide what color you want to start in the center. So I'm going to start with a yellow, and all you want to do for this first one is just kind of curl it up like a little cone, like that. That almost looks like a little rosette. And then you want to decide how you want your colors to go. I'm going to kind of, let's see if I did yellow. Let's get this guy. I'm going to go with green next. And you just want to kind of wrap you want to get a couple. You want to get about 2 or 3 and start wrapping them around. Try to line up your bottoms, or well, line up your top. I'm sorry, not your bottoms. Because the bigger it gets, the harder it's going to be able to line up the bottom. You really want to line up the tops. So I kind of roll it halfway. Sorry for my arm there. Then I get the next color and kind of tuck it under. And you wrap it. So you want to get a couple. I'm going to get a pink in here now. And I'm going to kind of, let's see. Kind of just go over the top of that. There we go. That's a little better. Get a pink. So I've got about 4 of them going here. Don't worry about how it looks right now. So you're going to want to flip it over. And you'll see your end here. And what we want to do is start sewing these together. So to start, I usually just go through all of them, kind of. Just to give myself somewhere to start. I go through I went through 3 of them there. I didn't go through my pink. So I'm actually going to lay my pink down. And I'm just going to take, when I get to close to my end here, and I'm going to tie just a little knot. Just give it a little tie. Just so that the string is anchored to something. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go back, flip it back over to make sure my guys are wrapped up how I want them, and I'm going to put the pink one back on. Okay, now that I have it, let's focus this again. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus on that yellow. The yellow is bright. And I'm going to just take, and I have found it works best if you kind of go in. You want to go kind of far up on it to hold it, but not like too far. So you go up. I go in, kind of grab some of the layers bottom, and come back out. Oh, sorry. Shook the whole thing there. My string's maybe just a little too long. And don't worry about your end. You can hide that later. So I've got that green one on there pretty good. Now I'm going to kind of curve around to the pink. I'm going to go in. I'm going to come out. Again, this really just does not want to focus on that area. Sorry, guys. Go in, come out. Give it a little pull here. I'm going to work my way around, keeping the green where it should be. That tail out of my way. I'm going to go back in, and I'm going to come out, and you'll see this time, when I go in and come back out, I'm kind of catching the blue there. And I'm going to make sure I catch my pink to hold that guy down. Now I'm back to here. I've gotten the green anchored pretty well. So we're going to go in and we're going to anchor the blue. We're going to come out, and the blue's barely showing. So we're going to come out, and I'm actually going to come out all the way over on the green. Go in, come out all the way over on the green. Tighten that down. And now, as you can tell, this is where I would add another color. So I'm going to go ahead and add an orange now. And I want to wrap that just kind of around where the pink was. I'm lining up the top. That's the kind of important place there. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to find where my string is. It's all the way over here. And I'm just going to come, got a little turn around there, but that's okay. The important part is to just anchor it. So just come through and then go back. Oops, sorry, got a little off camera. Go all the way, turn it upside down here. There we go. Go in and come back out. And then now that petal is pretty well anchored. I'm going to add another petal on and keep doing that. So just keep doing that till you have all 20 petals on. It's going to get really fat and really big, so it's important to kind of anchor down each petal as you go. And when you get done, I will show you how I shape mine. Okay, so I got my last petal attached. See, I kind of like weaved it in there. And all I'm going to do is kind of find a spot to, let me show you on camera, that would be helpful, anchor him. And I'm just going to go around a thread, or around the loop I just did once, and then twice, and tighten it down real nice and tight, and that kind of seals it. Now, you got your other tail here, and you have this tail. You can just go ahead and work those in. For right now, I'm not, because I want to show you what mine looks like. So here's my rose. Ooh, this is really close up. Hold on one second, and I'm going to get a little further back. Okay, so I had to get some books to stack up my camera, but here it is. It's really big. And now all you want to do is just go through and flip some petals out, stretch out the center a little, go through, just bend petals in directions. Because you know in roses, some are flipping out, some are kind of up. Nobody's all uniformed. I think that actually turned out pretty good considering. I'm going to see if I can tuck that. That looks really, really nice. And like I said, the way that the tips for these were made, you can bend them out really simple. There's not a lot of work in getting this to take the shape you want your rose to take. So just play around with it and move around the petals however you want. Oh, sorry about that. But yeah, just move around your petals however you want until you get it perfect for you. I absolutely love how this turned out. And like I said, it's completely customizable. You can make this whatever color you want. You can make more petals if you want, but this one's pretty large. And the best part is it's really easy to just adjust if you feel like something's quite just a little off. Just give it a little bit of an adjustment. I love the way mine looks. Now you could do a lot with this. You could use it as a pillow, sleep on it. But I'm gonna use mine for a decoration just on my set here. I kind of already have a perfect spot picked out for it. I'm thinking right here, so that all of my lovely proper pineapple friends can see it every day with my beautiful rainbow rose. I think it's cute. And who wouldn't want to get a jumbo or giant rainbow rose for Valentine's Day? I know I want one. Thank you guys again for watching my channel. It's always great to just share my thoughts and ideas with you guys. If you guys make a rose or whatever you're making for Valentine's Day, I'd love to see what that is. And you can go over to the Proper Pineapple Crochet group on Facebook and share those photos. I love seeing them. Everybody's so talented and it's just wonderful. Don't forget about this month's giveaway. Just click this little video, give you all the information you need and tell you the timeline. I'm sorry, my hair was tickling my arm. And if you are not subscribed to this channel, you simply must. And you must have your friends subscribe too. You just have to hit this little pineapple over here in the corner. Bye. I'll see you guys next time.